በየትኛውም ዓለም ያላችሁ ሁላችሁንም ቨርቹዋል ቡና ጠጡ ብለን እንጋብዛለን። ማውራት ከፈለጋችሁ፣ ሀሳብ ማካፈል ከፈለጋችሁ፣ ቡና መጠጣት ከፈለጋችሁ ከኛ ጋራ ወይም እናንተ ቡና ጠጡ ብላችሁ ከጋበዛችሁን ለሁለቱም ፈቃደኞች ነን።
Henry, good to see you, man. And Henry, what do you miss most in this staying home?
What do I miss most? Probably seeing my friends and stuff. And being able to like go within 6 feet of them, probably, because like where I was able to play basketball with them, and it was like really fun to play soccer. But now it's like I can't really do any of that. But I mean, I can go bike riding with them. Like that's pretty good, but it's not really the same. But that's what I miss most.
Okay, I'm gonna move.
Yeah.
Mother, I'm gonna move this over a bit.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
So, are you doing okay now? You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Obviously quarantine's not the best, but
yeah,
much as we can out of it. So
this year you finish your elementary and move to high school next year?
Yeah.
Are you ready for high school now?
I think so. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, tell me about the change that you are feeling now, what it's like.
Well, for starters, there's a lot more work.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, there's not too many changes other than like the work increase. Describe what you do. Like there's more classes, there's pretty much more of everything.
Yeah.
Which like every grade you go up. But I think that's pretty much the main thing.
I know you are active and you like to move around, so you can handle it, hopefully. So for you, I think the most challenging thing is to sit at home because you are very athletic, very competitive. So I can imagine how you feel about that, but anything, it will be okay. It will be, good soon. We are hoping that.
Hopefully.
So let's talk about your project that you are doing at this unprecedented time, in COVID time. You are supporting people out there who are in need. So tell me about this. How do you initiate it? How do you start it?
Well, basically what I'm doing is I'm making COVID care kits. So I'm putting a bunch of stuff in a kit to give people who basically don't have enough stuff to like try and keep themselves safe. So I'm giving them like hand sanitizer, some masks, as well as like a towel. And we also have like a note inside saying like, we believe in you. As well as Hysop did some of the notes. So
yeah, I know you are involving him. You are learning to do good things from your family. It's a family thing. It takes a village to build a community. So you are in a positive vibe. Since you are very young, you learn to give for others, to stand for others. So I know that I am the witness. So tell me what how do you see the world, the problems that's going on around us? Tell me your feeling.
Well, obviously, I think like they're very tragic, some of them, because they're just not right. Like, it's just very sad, like how we're like so far from perfect and stuff. It's terrible.
And what do you think the solution is? Uh, do you have any suggestion, anything that you feel to make it better?
Yes. Equality. Like, how do I say this? Like, equal. Like, everyone should be equal, and no one should be discriminated on. And I think that'd be like a step to making everything better.
Mm, you are, you know, honestly a good boy, a good man, and do whatever you can to be, you know, the nice person. But you know, things are not good around the world. You know, this is it's a historical problem, but we can change it. We can change it. It's on the hands of young people like you. So you are supporting homeless people during the pandemic. So it's a good start. It's a good move to bring a change.
Yes. I think. Yeah. Think that like doing good will help change. Because like if everyone does it, then I think we'll have a impact.
And what do you feel about, you know, being a black man and a white man? You know, Canada is a diverse country. We live together. You know, we have a lot to share. So what do you think about your future? You are growing, so I think your future is more diverse than we have now.
Yeah, I think like in the future it'll be better because hopefully there'll be less like discrimination and stuff. So like hopefully it'll get better in the future. Yeah.
So you started already.
Yes.
Okay, what are your plans? Like, you know, tell me about your supporting for in the park, the Parkdale activity. You call it park, I think. You support
Yeah.
to this organization. So what kind of things you support them, and do you have a plan to do it again, or it's just one time?
Okay. So for park, I think I'm gonna because we have enough for like 60 packages. So I'm gonna support give them the other packages, but as well as in the future, I think I might support them again because they're a really good organization because they give people food when they can't afford them and stuff. So it's just really good to see like people who care enough to do that and stuff.
Did you see the homeless people yourself in your eyes, and did you feel how they live?
Yeah, I did. It looks like it was like pretty rough for them. So I'm happy that they're going to park to get their things because park is a very good organization. So
Are you involved in that? You know, before the pandemic, you do things.
not really. Actually, the pandemic was like the reason why I started because I realized how bad homelessness is. And so I'm like, so I have to help bigger impact like this. And then my school project came up, so I'm like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. Okay, you are twin. You are twin. You have a twin sister. So do you share you know, this value among yourselves? You talk about the problem and you discuss issues.
Well, I wouldn't really say that I discuss like issues with Lucy, but sometimes like we talk about problem and stuff. Like, yeah,
Okay. Okay, tell me about your friends. What kind of friends you have, and you know, how do you spend your time during the pandemic with your friends?
Well, I've started going on social distance bike rides with them, and to be honest, it's pretty much like boosted my morale because it's like you can just talk to them. You just talk to them on the phone. It's like you can't see them in person, and it's not good. Yeah, I didn't see them for 2 months, so that just like that wasn't great. But I've been able to see them like, but social distance. like we've been going on bike rides and stuff, so that's been pretty good.
I mean, virtually you play. There are ways to connect virtually.
Yes.
So you do some plays virtually.
Yeah.
Games. Yeah.
Yeah. I play like a bunch of games with my friends online. So.
What's your thing? I mean, I know you like sports, but other than sport, what do you do when you stay home?
Mostly video games. Sometimes I like drawing, but.
You cook? I hope you like to.
I don't cook that much, but.
That one.
I mean, I sometimes cook. Like sometimes I'll just bake a cake or something. I don't know.
Okay. How about making coffee or tea for your parents?
I don't normally make like coffee for my parents, but I can.
I mean, you are start to take responsibility now. So tell me.
Like once a month, I make them coffee.
Nice. That's nice. Okay. And what else you tell me about what you feel and what you wish in the future?
What I wish for the future, hopefully that we can reduce poverty and stuff, because it's just really hard, as well as try and get like equality for everything. So like the goal is like no more sexism, racism, or homophobic. The goal is to try and take out all of that, and then I think the world would be a lot better place.
I wish it would be better, Henry. I know you are doing these small things that you do today will change the future. So it starts, from one step. So you are doing your best. You are doing your part. So I really appreciate what you are doing. Nice to talk to you.
You too.
Yeah. How about Lucy? Lucy will join me, or?
Oh, she felt that it wasn't fair if she was involved in delivering the stuff. But
yes.
It was Henry's project, and Henry, like, to get the donations, Henry reached out to his baseball team and his hockey team. And then I did a Facebook post, actually.
Yes.
So it was really interesting because we got donations from a lot of people in the neighborhood who we don't know, and including, like, I'm not very domestic. So for the masks, they're cloth masks. And one of the people that donated about 20 masks was a woman's 86-year-old mother. She sewed the masks. So we got about, like, for cloth masks, I think we got about 90 masks.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it was really, really remarkable. And then I think the other thing that Henry did some interviews of different people for his project, one of which was Dr. Andrea Green, was it?
Summers.
Dr. Andrea Summers, who works at St. Mike's.
Yeah.
Because we weren't sure, when I posted on Facebook, someone asked, well, how can the homeless wash the cloth masks?
Yeah.
And it was a good question. But we got a couple of Dr. Andrea Summers and also Dr. Christina Fisher, who is actually a friend that we went to China with. And they said that cloth masks are better than nothing, but also that if people sit their masks out for 72 hours, even if they don't have water, that the COVID is probably gone. And in fact, it's pretty sad that some of them are reusing their N95 masks. But they rotate the masks around because they don't have enough. This is doctors. So it was very interesting. The other thing is, tell Gazoo about the other thing we were going to put in the kits was disposable gloves.
But since like people in poverty don't have like access to running water.
Yes.
And if you don't wash your gloves and stuff, it's like hands, so it doesn't really make an impact. So
the other thing that was interesting, after we took the first group, they asked us not to put them in. We put them in kits, like in little sacks.
Yeah.
I thought it would be easy. Each person could just take one. But they said that they would prefer to get it like broken up so people can just take exactly what they need. So that when we go this week, that's what we'll do is everything's broken up. But they love the signs. The HISOP's big sign. And also Higbo Sub did one, like a bigger one, because the smaller ones we put inside the kits. But the bigger ones were great because we attached them to the boxes.
Yes.
And when people were taking the kits, they could see those messages, and I think everyone really felt like, especially HISOP's messages were so amazing, like about the sun, and I think it really also cheered up the staff. Because the woman who we've been dealing with at Parks, said that they really loved looking at those signs when people were taking so that's why I thought, it would be great. It would be great, if HISOP did a couple more, because since we're now dropping everything off individually, it's just nice to. We're going to make some signs too.
Lisa, it's really wonderful teaching kids to support others, to shape them positively. I know you are a good mother, a great mother, so you're teaching, tell me about the impact of a parent on their children.
I think it's been, I think with this, there's ups and downs. And I think it's important not to put too much pressure on yourself. Like, if I look at Henry's done amazing in terms of adjusting, as has Lucy. Their school days are very different, though, I'll tell you, because, for Henry has, with his school, 4 check-ins. He has 2 classes online, 2 other check-ins a day. He has 5 assignments due pretty much every day.
Wow.
Whereas Lucy she checks in with her class twice a week. And she has a lot of tests. And then the work seems to be coming, I don't know, it's almost random times. I can't really understand it. So I think it's been good. It's been hard on the kids, though, too, because I've been working 12, 14-hour days because it's been really busy at work, and so has Gordy. So the kids have had to figure it out almost on their own, which, I think as a parent, you feel a bit like it was a bit of a surprise to me how, when I think about it, I can understand it now, because we've got, new funds, we've got new shows that are coming down. News, of course, is going like gangbusters in terms of there's lots of live events. So there's lots and lots of things to be done, and they're all time sensitive. But I think you feel a bit guilty as a parent about not being able to spend more time with the kids, even though we're all together in the same place. So I think that's been the change. But otherwise, we we have been trying to do a little bit of drawing.
Yeah.
Henry and Lucy have done some interesting drawings of, how it feels to be isolated, and they did those self-portraits I put up on Facebook. I did one too.
Yeah.
About how it feels.
Mine's not very good.
I love yours.
Yes, no, it's not. We are not professionals. It's about expressing your feeling. So
That's exactly it. So and I think I feel very grateful actually for Henry's project, because it's amidst all of these losses. Like, I think that's the other thing, is just there's so many losses. There's the losses of that it's their graduating year, and so traditionally the schools will take a trip. Well, that gets canceled, and then their graduation. I don't know what's going to happen with Lucy's, but Henry's. They had an awards ceremony this week, and then the school graduation will be next week.
Yeah.
But it's all online. So, all of the summer camp, how Lucy goes to her, that riding, well, that's of course canceled. We usually go to a family camp in July, that's canceled. So I think there's so many losses, that the wonderful thing about Henry's project is that it's allowed, us all to come together. It allowed the community to, so many people from the community to contribute, and do something for someone else that, is struggling more than we are, because it's one thing to self-isolate if you have a roof over your head. But if you don't have a roof over your head, you can't do it. And if you don't know where your food's coming from, you have to go out and about to get it.
Yeah.
And so, plus that you don't often have access to running water. So it does, it does, there is a small drop of positivity connected with doing COVID cares, which I'm very grateful for. And I think, just back to the whole situation with what's going on in terms of the experiences that Black people in our communities are having. I think, that's in part, I feel a bit overwhelmed by it, because it's hard to know when you're in isolation what exactly you can do about it. It's very
What are your concerns about your kids and their future as a parent?
I think maybe you see it in the States a lot. I'm sure of course it's true here too, but you see the groups in society are moving farther apart and getting more angry, and not talking to each other.
Yeah.
And so those experiences are important. I know that through work I did we all did some sessions on unconscious bias. And one of the things that the instructor said is that it's really important to interact with all sorts of different people so that you have different experiences firsthand. So the more we move away from one another, you can't learn from each other, and you can't interact, with one another, and you can't understand. Like, I think, honestly, until recently, like the idea that a person can't be bird watching. A person can't be bird watching and then remind someone else of the rules without, feeling that they might be threatened and incarcerated is just like, and I've never experienced that. I've never known that. So that's that is news to me. Maybe I should have known it, but and I just feel like we all have to do everything we can to fix that.
Yeah.
That's not right. That's not right.
Yesterday I watched on CBC this writer, I think she's a doctor, talking about what people can do for this kind of issues,
What did they say?
And she says, white people, fragility of white.
Right.
I think she wrote a book. So she said that there are two people, racist and non-racist.
Yeah.
So if you are not a racist, you have to act. You have to you have to do something.
Yeah.
It's not enough to say I'm not a racist.
Yeah.
You have to do your part to change the system.
Yeah.
So it's like it takes a village.
Yeah.
We have to be together to change the bad thing. So it's not about rioting and demonstrating, but we have to do it for real. We have to change ourselves. Change comes from the heart.
Yeah.
So in this project, you are teaching your son, your kids, to be good citizens, to be good people in the future, to live with all kinds of people, to live all kinds of culture.
Yeah, I think that there's something interesting in that. That's right. That it's not enough. Talk is, what's that saying? Right? Talk is cheap. You have to do things to show where you stand.
Yes.
You have to do things to show where you stand. So
all these terrible things happening to Black people is really, I don't know what to do with it. It's very bad.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's a very tough time.
Oh my gosh, I just, it's terrible.
Yeah, what can you do? We are praying. There is nothing that we can do. We are praying and wishing, the best will come anyway. What can you do?
Well, I guess you can stand up for people, but it's not. It's it's so far from not being right. It just makes me so sad. Anyway.
በየትኛውም ዓለም ያላችሁ ሁላችሁንም ቨርቹዋል ቡና ጠጡ ብለን እንጋብዛለን። ማውራት ከፈለጋችሁ ሐሳብ ማካፈል ከፈለጋችሁ ቡና መጠጣት ከፈለጋችሁ ከኛ ጋራ ወይም እናንተ ቡና ጠጡ ብላችሁ ከጋበዛችሁን ለሁለቱም ፈቃደኞች ነን።
What do I miss most? Probably seeing my friends and stuff. And being able to go within 6 feet of them, probably, because where I was able to play basketball with them, and it was really fun to play soccer. But now it's I can't really do any of that. But I mean, I can go bike riding with them. That's pretty good. But it's not really the same. But that's what I miss most.
Thank you very much, Henry, for